Hi, this is David with entry number 340, because I messed up the numbers yesterday. Yesterday was actually 438, or 9. So we're at 440 entries now. Yesterday I went walking late at night because I got coffee with one of my friends. And it turns out it was extremely cold, and I actually wore my big coat because I knew I was going to be out a little bit. And yeah, I'm glad I have my big coat because it was damn cold, like damn cold yesterday, at night at least. It was probably in the mid-30s, if not a little bit lower. I'm currently sitting in this rose garden, which is one of the most beautiful places in the city, but it's winter, so there's very few roses in bloom. Earlier today, I had my consultation I told you about yesterday, and it was pretty simple, and everything went really, really fine. It only was an hour long. It was supposed to be 2 hours, but we only had to talk for about an hour, which was fine. I feel a little guilty because we got paid pretty good for this consultation, and I don't really feel like we did very much, but maybe that was the point. Whatever. It was fine. That was easy. I got my bag here, right here, full of apples. Had a nice little windfall of apples. Very inexpensive, so that's a boon to me, I guess. I wanted to say something. This sweater I'm wearing, I don't know if I've talked about it before. I'm pretty sure I have, but I'll quickly rehash. This is made in Scotland by I'm assuming it's a little granny, and I did some research, and apparently each one of these cable knit sweaters, which is what this is, takes about 90 hours to knit. I'm not a huge business person, but to assume making something like this took 90 hours of someone's life, you're going to come up with a pretty high figure in terms of what it's worth. And it was expensive. It's probably the single most expensive sweater for sure I've ever bought. And what I've kind of come to realize is that this brand is called Inverallen, and it's based out of Scotland, like I said. And if you go on Instagram and you search Inverallen under tags, it'll be basically all Japanese people. Very few whites, just purely Japanese. And in the recent months, I've noticed that there's been more and more Koreans, so this brand is starting to make a fall in Korea. But then I noticed something pretty troubling, and that was that they're all fake. Like, very few of them I think are actually real or authentic Inverallen hand-knit sweaters. Most of them are fraudulent. And what I noticed today was I was walking by one of the nicer clothing stores in the city, which I never gone to, but they always have a little mannequin outside, and they dress it up in an outfit of the day or whatever. And I noticed that it was wearing one of these sweaters. And that took me by surprise, so I went up and kind of touched it and looked at it. And right when I touched it, I realized it was a fake, just another fake. One of the biggest giveaways, I think, is this detail on the arms. I don't know, you can't really see it very well because of the camera quality, but the arms on these things are extremely ornate. It's kind of like a circular pattern, and that's kind of the cable knit, and that's probably where most of the work goes into, because that looks damn complicated. And if you look at them, the fake ones, they're always kind of very shoddily made. Like this I can actually pick up the knit and kind of hold it as its own piece of yarn or whatever. And I'm gonna move for a second. And it's a pretty chunky knit. And it's just a thing I noticed. It's pretty disturbing how much fake stuff is out here. it's not as bad as say, excuse me, it's not as bad as say China was, but it's still pretty bad. Um, Another funny thing that happened to me today as I was walking to get my apples, there was an older man and he started smiling at me really big, and I was about 30 feet away, and as I walked toward him, his smile got bigger and bigger, and when I got next to him, because I had to walk past him, he said, "Oh, hey, you, where are you from?" And he spoke English. So it's just another one of those things where I forget often how many people here speak English. And, it wasn't like perfect English or whatever, but, we had a little conversation. And he said I was handsome, so that was interesting. Um, I just have to forget, I forget very quickly how common it is now, the language, I mean, English. Lastly, on the conference call I had earlier, the consultation, I actually got to speak. It was a surprise to me, but I met up with, there were 3 people, including me. So the 2 other people, one was from Gangwon-do, and the other was Paul, my friend Paul. I met Paul during the 11th generation, or my orientation, when I first started here. And Paul was unfortunately, well, we became really good friends. And unfortunately, Paul was placed in Jeju-do, which is the complete south, and I'm like pretty much as north as you can get. And so we haven't really seen each other at all. So it was really nice getting to talk to him again, even though it was kind of in a professional setting. It was a really nice opportunity to kind of capture our friendship. So that was a really nice thing. Anyway, I think that's about it. That's enough rambling for today. It was a good day overall, and I'm pretty happy with how things went. So I'll talk with you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and bye.